welcome back to Undiscovered. Wasn't Greg absolutely amazing? Like, I'm so glad that I was able to introduce you guys to him. But now we're moving on to another amazing singer, originally from Italy, and I cannot wait to have you guys learn more about him and all the amazing things he has done as a professional writer, performer, producer, all of the above. Please welcome what they call the great Dondino Melchiorre. Hello!
Hello!
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Thank you so much.
Italian people hug.
Yes, I'm a hugger too, so I'm glad that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for coming on my show.
Oh, you're welcome.
Like, I feel like when I saw the great Dondino, I was like, oh my god, like I'm having like someone amazing on this show. I'm like blessed. I'm honored. I feel like starstruck right now.
No, I'm honored.
So amazing. So originally from Italy.
Yes.
Correct. And how long have you been in the States for?
I came to the United States when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
Actually 9.5. And I was born in a little town called Usada, Provincia di Bolina in Italy. I still speak Italian, and I came here when I was 10 years old. We landed in Brooklyn, New York. And I was raised
on the East Coast. Yeah. So that's where you probably did your performing, right? Being around all those people in New York,
yeah.
And a lot of performances and music. So tell me a little bit about, obviously you're very well known for singing and performing. When did you find this passion and this love for doing what you do?
Okay, well, when I came to this country, I couldn't speak English, but I played an accordion.
Okay.
So when I was 13 years old, I had my first band. And through the music, I learned the English lyric, and through the English lyric, I started to understand. I started to speak, English. But that was my first experience when I was 13 years old.
Yeah, and from there, you probably were like, "Oh my God, this is I love it." Yeah. Right?
I do.
Yeah, and so your main style of singing is what would you like?
A lot of people they say, "Well, Dondino, what do you sound like, or what's your style?" Like you just said.
Right.
And the only way I can explain it is that I'm a cross between perhaps maybe an Engelbert Humperdinck with Tony Bennett a little bit, tuxedo singer, with the Dean Martin personality.
Yes, so all of the above.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. Yeah, I know listened to a lot of those. My grandma's a big fan of all of those style of music, so I'm very well versed in that style, so it'd be amazing. I know that you do more than just perform, right?
Yes.
Like, so do you write your own music as well?
I write my own music. I've had a couple of semi-hits, but today the music industry is a little bit changed.
Yeah.
And there are no longer the record companies, per se. So you produce actually your own material. You market it yourself, and YouTube and on and on.
It's streaming right now. Yeah. Streaming all the time instead of radio and things like that.
Right.
But that's amazing. But you still have that talent. I would love to have to listen to some of your originals, and we can showcase on here. Hopefully, you can come back.
Next time, I'd love to come back.
I'd love to have you. And so, how long have you been in Las Vegas?
Las Vegas, I came 1978.
Wow. So you've seen a lot of change happening in the city.
Yes, and I was fortunate enough to come when it still was the old Las Vegas, and it was making its transitions into Las Vegas of today.
Yeah, and that's absolutely amazing. And where are some of the places that you've performed and showcased your talent?
Well, I showcased my first show at the Sahara Hotel, August the 8th, 1979.
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, I was hired. On a small little hotel on Convention Center Drive. Michael Gahn owned the hotel. He owns the South Point.
Okay.
And he gave me my first job.
Wow.
And then from there, it's history.
It's history.
Yeah.
You do one thing in Vegas, and
Right.
it's still kind of like that now. You do one thing, and it introduces you to so many more. You meet the same people, you run into the same people, and some of them, they stay. Vegas kind of keeps the people. The city's made for you. You become like yourself. Here you are in Vegas, still watching all these different things, and the times change and music changing.
Well, now you're competing with hockey and football.
Yeah, now sports are being introduced to Vegas. But
Vegas is still great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So do you have any residency now? Any place that anyone can go see you at perform?
No, I am working on that presently. I was in Iowa for about 6 years, and I left Las Vegas a couple of years back, and I had a theater in Branson, Missouri. And after I think it was about 12 years of the theater there. I came back to Las Vegas and things have changed, you know. But I'm speaking right now to perhaps maybe a venue that I could be the residency. You know,
That's
residency,
amazing.
yeah.
I feel like that would be, because I would love to, you know, hint, not people that are listening, anyone that wants to
What
hear
I
the
do
great
is
Dondino.
I do a lot of benefit shows, you know, and like I just finished a show at the Italian American Club.
Oh, wow. It's amazing.
Yeah. And it was great.
Yeah.
They got great food.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, who doesn't love some Italian food? That's amazing. But it's also probably good because when you're able to be part of your community and like represent them,
Yes.
you know, a lot of people, I hate to say it, try to like shy away when, you know, but I think maintaining that and bringing, you know, showcasing history, being around those people and being like kind of inspiring all those people to also do and be like you. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Italian.
What I've learned is that Las Vegas has been so kind to me in my life and my career, you know, and you have to give back.
Yes.
You have
100%.
to. You have to. And at one time, a couple of years back, I used to do 150 benefits per year.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
And I would still do them today if they were around for me to do.
Yeah.
But
that's
you have to
absolutely
give back.
amazing. You do. I mean, that's the purpose of my show here. Is that, you know, back when I was trying to like get to where I am now, you know, no one would give me chances like these, right? And so now that I have the opportunity to do that, I love to give the platform to someone to literally tell their story and show people why, you know, they need to know who you are, no matter how old, no matter how young, no matter what it is you do, right? You can be a fashion designer, you can be a singer, actor, business owner, whatever it is.
And I've learned something throughout my career. And I was a very young boy at the time, and his name was Jimmy Durante. He was like an old-time comic and stuff. And he said to me, he said, remember, son, no matter how big you get, you're only as good as your last show.
Yes.
And if you keep that, that keeps you grounded.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Just remembering the hard work and what it made to get you there and who helped you get there. That's what I always remember. I'm sure, like, I love that about you is that you seem very humble and you know the people that have been there for you, and then you've also loved to inspire other people at the same time.
Yes, I do.
But be confident in who you are and still keep going.
Confident
you know what I mean?
In who you are,
and just continue to go. And so I love that. And because of that, you now are working on a documentary. Is that correct? That's amazing.
Documentary is called Cowgirl to Showgirl, and it's the story of the iconic showgirl of Las Vegas. And we had the opportunity to meet a young lady called Cindy Domaney, and won't mention how old she is today, but she was a showgirl like back in the 50s.
Okay,
you know?
wow.
And she was magnificent, she was gorgeous. But her life story, she used to be a cowgirl. She used to work rodeos and stuff like that. So from a cowgirl, she became a showgirl, and that's the whole premise of the documentation. But it's also the history of Las Vegas.
Yeah. I'm sure she has an amazing story to tell.
Right. There's a lot of people, you know, they think of a showgirl, they think, not that we think that they're pole dancers, but they don't look at them as dancers.
Yeah.
And the showgirls, basically, at that time period, still today, they're trained, they have ballet.
Yes.
You know, they're just...
They're not the ones that normally, they're usually the ones that walk the street. Right? Like there's some that literally perform, and they're amazing at what they do.
And not only that, through the documentary, we found out that some of the showgirls, well, most of them, they all maintained their own careers. And today there are two attorneys right here in town. Won't mention the names, but they were former showgirls and they're prominent attorneys today.
Wow, it's amazing.
Cool.
That's great. And so along with that, you also have books that you write.
Well, when I came to this country, I couldn't speak.
Right.
And to me, that just bothered me. And so today, the second language in the United States would be Spanish or Mexican, let's say. So I said, no, I said, we're going to have a foundation. I want to print bilingual books. So they're in English and Spanish.
Yes.
And if it helps just one kid, I'm cool.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing.
And the foundation began 2009. And since 2009 to today, we have printed and given away over 30,000 books.
Oh, amazing. And I'm sure they absolutely appreciate it and adore the fact that they feel seen, right? Because that's what everyone wants to be. Like, they feel like they're not understood because they feel the pressures of needing to fit in.
Right.
Especially at that young age, you know, when they're growing up and you know, if they actually have, like, immigrant parents, like, they just stick to their own community and they try to keep that going, right? Then only go with people that they know instead of really branching out and seeing their true potential here. So
and
that's
what's cool about the book, though, it helps both. In other words, it would help the English-speaking child to cross over and learn Spanish and vice versa, and it brings a unity.
Yes, and that's absolutely amazing. So are these books like, now, do you write them? Do you have the full thing? Are they, fiction, nonfiction? Are they, what's your...
Well, they're children's books in the age of 0 through 7, maybe 8 years of age. And they're pictured books.
Okay.
And the stories are unbelievable, like the cookie story, My Sunshine Friend, and things like that.
Yeah.
And the book, basically, when you open it, it's mirror image.
Okay.
So it's English on the left side with the identical sketch number to the right side. So you can always, reference back and forth as you're reading it. And plus the numbers of the page are in English and Spanish.
Oh, that's amazing. That's definitely for, a child, because they can maintain learning another language at a young age. Right. And it's, that would just...
And the book comes with a theme song.
Oh, wow.
And it also comes with the narration as you turn the pages. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Cool. Well, congratulations on that. Yay! And where can everyone purchase these books? If they would...
readtomefoundation.org.
Okay. And so is there always new releases coming out? Okay.
Yeah. Right now we're working on a book for Hawaii, and we have the mayor and the governor of Hawaii helping us and backing us up, because they're learning that the Hawaiian language they're starting to lose, and they want to hold on to it.
Yes, yes, it's very important.
Yeah.
Very big culture, important, and things like that. And it's kind of sad when you do see that you can't help it. Since as time goes on, sometimes it just loses it, and it's I hate to see that, especially in
Well, even with me, I speak Italian, but I speak the dialect of my hometown. I don't speak the Alto Italia. But I never lost it.
Right.
And
which is great.
And I encourage bilingual.
That's absolutely amazing.
Speaking different languages for children.
It's very it's good to have when you're older. When you're younger, sometimes, they want to fit in so bad. No, I don't want to. Like, I'm feeling embarrassed. And then as they get older, it's like, dang it, I should have kept it, right? Yeah. So you're very proud of your Italian culture, which I'm getting very proud. And it's amazing. So do you maintain a lot of the traditions and the culture ever since you came to the States, and you do so now?
I do at home, I don't try to brag about it outside my home, because that's like a private culture for me, But and most of all, the food.
Right. Who doesn't? Food brings people together. We love it.
I'm a frustrated chef.
So speaking of food, cooking, chef, you have a cooking show.
Yes.
Yes. We need to talk about this.
Okay.
So
we have a cooking show. It's going to be like a celebrity cooking show. And the name of the show is Men on the Range. Sounds like an old cowboy song.
Yeah. It's perfect for us in the desert.
Give me a home with a buffalo robe. I can't do it in Spanish, though. So anyway, a celebrity cooking show, but not using the big type celebrities, mainly using the chefs that are locally to promote all the restaurants locally,
Oh,
but also involving the public of cooking on the show also. And it's a 30-minute show. Actually, 20 minutes, excluding commercials.
Right. Yeah. And that's amazing. I love how you're making sure that people in Vegas are being seen. Yeah. And you're introducing the businesses. 'Cause it's very hard to own restaurants and have all of those. And the most thing you want to do is just showcase your talent and your food.
Well, what I've learned, though, is like in show business, and I always say this, everybody wants to be a singer. Now I'm learning that everybody wants to be a cook, a chef.
That's the new thing.
And you look at all the TV shows. There's so many cooking shows. I think it's great. It's great. And I think the average person wants to cook, but they don't have the proper direction of it. They read a can and they dump it and they cook. It's so simple to cook. Yeah.
So, what inspired you really to have a show? Did you produce the show?
We're going to produce
so you have all your hands in it with everything. Yeah. So, what inspired you really to do this in the way that you're doing it as well?
I love television.
Okay.
And a couple of years back, I had a TV show of my own for 4 years, locally, and then it became regionally. Wow. And I was so impressed because I never realized how many people don't know what you're doing, who you are, and how many people you could have as basically build up your following and so on and so forth. Now today it expanded from that. Now it's streaming, and to me that's the way to go. That's
Yeah.
the way to go.
That's amazing. And what really inspired you to do this amazing thing of opening it up for locals? Is that something that you're very passionate about?
Well, just going to
Vegas,
restaurants and talking to people, you know, and a lot of people can't afford to go to a restaurant, but that doesn't mean they cannot cook restaurant-style food, you know.
Mm-hmm. So that's so great. And so where can everyone, has the show premiered?
Not yet.
Not yet. So it's
Still
coming.
working.
It's still working. It's coming. And so will this be streamed online mostly, or do you have a...
I don't know.
Oh!
I may.
So this... So anyone watching, hint, you know, the great Dondino has more... Like his hands in a lot of things. That'd be great for Las Vegas. And
As long as it makes sense. And what
Yeah.
I've learned in my life is that when you do something, it has to work for both people.
Yes.
For all the people.
Yes.
Not only
Yes.
just yourself.
Not only yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. And that's why I'm glad to have you on the show, because that's kind of how I feel too.
Yeah.
Lending a helping hand, like showcasing other people doing it for another. And then also, you know, I love that. I love just showcasing someone that people need to know.
Yeah.
And you have so many amazing things working on. And if I can help in any way to get rid of people to know who you are and just be able to, you know, help you in what your goals. A little bit. You know, I could do a lot of some home style Cantonese, but you know, I'm Chinese.
Chinese,
yes.
Okay.
So,
Well, a very dear friend of mine is Chinese,
oh, okay.
and I'm working. And she gave me a cookbook that's like a telephone book, you know, years ago. And I'm surfing through it and stuff, and I'm starting to learn how to cook Chinese.
Yeah.
You know, so I impressed her, and she's authentic. I mean, she born, raised, you know. And she said, Dondino, she said, I don't believe it. She said, your cooking is as good as in my country. She didn't say restaurant.
Yeah.
She said country.
Yeah, because a lot of, I know, especially being in a Cantonese household, the cook style is a little different in different areas of China. But they don't follow books, right? No. Like they do based on taste or what they learn. Right. But it's a very home style type of thing. So that's kind of like, there's everyone's like, how? I'm like, I just know, right? Yeah, like what I'm saying, you just know.
It's
you
like
just
my
put
mother,
it in.
you know, she had a recipe.
Yeah, it's
she
just
put
engraved.
Salt in her hand and she just did it.
Yeah, and it tastes amazing.
And that's why I think I don't bake, because baking takes too much precision.
Yeah.
A teaspoon of this and a half a cup of that.
Yeah.
No, I just have to cook.
I'm not a good baker either. So I do like the cooking. I do have that. When I moved out here, my dad made sure I knew, because I'd be out here alone, right? And I was like, I need to know how to cook for myself, because he did all the cooking, right? Yeah. So, but that's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Like, I'm so glad that you're doing it the way that you're doing it, and I only wish you the best. And I hope that people watching this know how much talent this man has in all different areas. So, from music to writing to producing to all of the above, and hands in every business. I hope that a lot of people will reach out to you, and you know.
I want to thank you for having me on the show.
Please, I'm honored.
Maria?
Yes, Maria, the producer. She is queen. All thanks to Maria, I get to meet these amazing people. Yeah. So, thank you so much. I hope to have you on. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I really wish I could hear your voice today, but soon. Like, I know everyone here is just like, what is it? And I'm like, well, we can, you know, search. I know when I Google you, pop up.
Upload it. I can send it.
Yes. So, and then we can have you back on. You could do a lot of things for all of us. That would be absolutely amazing. And hopefully, when you come back, your residency, all of these things are in play. So. And then I can tell everyone, please come see the great Dondino. But anyway, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for being on this show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And please, like I said, support. It's the best thing that you guys can do for all these amazing talents. But after the break, I will come and say my thank yous and my goodbyes and give you guys a shout out. So once again, Dondino, everyone. See you after the break.
Oh, my lover, tell me where. Thank you. It's to linger with you at the end of the day. But it's you. So true. I love you even more than I did before. Not knowing what true.